Hello and welcome to Third Degree. Many young South Africans are very, very angry. They're angry about the lack of jobs, poor education, and they explain these social ills in racial terms. They are consumed by the issue of race. It's their fallback position in every argument, even though they're too young to have experienced apartheid. Now that's our topic for tonight, the second in a two-part series on race, and we start by asking, is the Rainbow Nation just an empty slogan? From poetry to rap, these young South Africans give voice to their racial anger, frustration, and fear.
If I had to go in the street and get about 50 white people and
they use the internet to put their message out there on YouTube, on Facebook. The outpourings are blunt and confrontational.
Your people, the black community. I'm West South Africans because I'm white.
One theme dominates: race.
Extent think that this is apartheid reversed. Don't you feel that way? I mean, I can't get a job because I'm white, right? I'm being discriminated against.
At least that's what he is known as in cyberspace. In the real world, his name is Ronaldo Gous. For him, YouTube provides a good space to vent his frustrations.
When I started 5 years ago, it was basically just to let off some steam, and people started watching and people started agreeing. I felt that the politicians weren't really discussing what was really important in South Africa. I mean, everybody is toe-footing about what's happening. I mean, political leaders can't really say what they feel because of the obvious reasons that they want to get re-elected.
His 9,000 plus followers watch daily as he vents. But why is he so angry?
It stems from people still blaming apartheid 16 years after we become a democratic society. It stems from the next generation, which is the younger white generation, having to suffer for something their fathers did. You know, the morals and the standards.
His bone of contention, the country's employment policies, like affirmative action. To him, they are nothing but reverse racism.
The black people of today, with regards to the young generation, is exactly on the same playing field as the white people. And yeah, you've got affirmative action and broad-based black economic empowerment that discriminates against us. Then you also get things like, you know, the Telkom Share Initiative or the Vodacom Share Initiative and Standard Bank and all these things that only allow black people to buy shares. I mean, yes, they say it's fair discrimination, but what is fair discrimination?
On the other end of the spectrum, Zandi Radebe. A few months ago, she set up a blacks-only page on Facebook to vent her frustrations. The Facebook page was full of abrasive racial statements. Many South Africans were outraged. They wanted to know why.
The anger comes from what we call the black condition. And then you come to realize what actually there's nothing to celebrate. There's no freedom for black people.
She's also the co-founder of Blackwash, a blacks-only group. Even while she lives in a democratic society, she still feels that black liberation was never achieved.
The fact that we voted in '94 and got liberation has not mean much change for black people. In fact, Blackwash says 1994 change forgot. Because we feel that the majority of black people in South Africa are still oppressed.
And what about the policies that were established to address inequality?
Affirmative action cannot change the real problems that are facing black people. So it's really ingenious for white people to start complaining because of affirmative action, well, when they still have the greater level of the wealth in their hands. They have the mines, they have the land, they have everything.
Her frustrations are aggravated by lack of empathy from the government.
My frustration and anger, as you call it, is not directed to white people. It's directed to those who have the power to change these conditions. It's directed to those who have, of course, white people do benefit from this status of affairs, but then again, we have a government in place to sort of make sure to remove white privilege, to remove white arrogance that perpetuates or drives or gives them that ability to continue oppressing black people.
Zandi and Ronaldo, two young South Africans both hold master's degrees, both in their 20s, both not working. They are the kind of people that Mandela probably had in mind when he spoke of living together in harmony in the Rainbow Nation. But it seems for these two, the Rainbow Nation does not exist.